This is Airigh Nam Beist. This is a 1990 vintage that we have here at Ardbeg. This one was first bottled 2006, and this is a 2008 bottling we're going to do. So it has aged on, and there may be very, very subtle differences in each bottling. This is bottled at 46% alcohol. Again, it's matured in a mix of first and second fill bourbon casks. First thing you notice with this one, really, even from the bourbon cask, that it's much darker. Spirit is much darker. Again, oiliness in the glass, coating the glass. Slightly more of the fruitier notes coming out there with the age. This is aged on a little bit more in the cask, so it's much mellower on the nose. Really lots of, we would call this eating ice cream on the beach. And so you can imagine that saltiness and that ozone, briny sea spray, and the creaminess that comes from it. It's really rich and it's really creamy. So it's quite smooth on the nose, along with that salty smoke flavour too. The smoke is just on the background. Little sip of this one. This one I find really smooth, so creamy. Sort of some herby notes on it. A little bit, so that lemon, limey, citrus note is still there. Creaminess, little bits of vanilla on there. With that extra maturation, the wood's given that just a little bit more influence. The saltiness again there on the tongue, sweetness, and then the smoke just building along the side of the tongue. Finish on this one again, lots of sort of fruit notes in this. The smoke just sort of builds and builds as it goes, but very, very smoothly, not an intense burst of smoke, a smooth building of smoke on it. And then on the finish, a little bit more of that coffee note, but certainly much more fruity there on the note. And the sort of saltiness there is intense in it all the time. A little bit of water. This one doesn't need too much water. A little bit of water. So that intense citrus really opens out there. So relaxing, the peat almost disappears into the background, but that citrusy, fruity note comes really out in the spirit. Then much more gentle, really fruity, really salty on the palate. Again, just on the edge of the tongue there, you get that slight prickle and pepperiness on it. And that smoke just infused, just starting to build really, really slowly now. And that sort of citrus, herby note on the tongue just builds and builds. Really nice, smooth whiskey, very different from the 10-year-old. Sort of fills the mouth, but in a different way.